What is up, my cutouts? Cardboard Ninja here, just going over some patch notes that I noticed recently from Gaijin. Looks like they are going over the size and shape of structural parts, mostly weapons. So, as they say, they're saying, hey, many of you noticed the physical models of certain weapons in the game may not correspond to their visual model. So, in this instance, you guys know some weapons are too big. Some weapons, they might be too small. They've noticed that. And apparently on the test server, they're going to try and air quotes fix this. This could mean a couple things, uh, some good, some bad, for a lot of people upcoming. I have a let's just go over it. So the Rapier, Storm, Whirlwind, Cyclone. These are all autocannons. For the most part, the Rapier and the Storm and the Whirlwind are, to my knowledge, they're very difficult to armor, because anything you put around them makes the gun function very. Cyclone I have no experience with, but it's a big gun, so odds are very good these are too large, and they're going to try and make them smaller uh, to match their model so you can armor them better. The Vector, the Sinus, the Spectre, the Aspect, and the Punisher. This could be bad. I know that the Vector, Sinus, Spectre, Aspect, and Punisher are staples of basically every machine gun build in the game, and from what I gather, they didn't seem to be too off from their models, which means they might be making them larger, and that doesn't sound good because those machine guns are already pretty fragile. You got to armor them pretty well to make them last any amount of time, especially the Sinus and the Spectre and the Vector. Actually, yeah, all of them except for except for the Aspect kind. Anyway, Synthesis, Prometheus, Helios. So these are your energy weapons, the energy glob ball things. I don't know, they seem to perform just fine. I genuinely hope that they aren't going to make these any larger. But I can't see them making them any smaller. You can fit these between two bumpers just to have them firing out all the time. I don't know. The Equalizer and Arbiter. These are a staple of. I'm sorry. The Equalizer, Arbiter, and Aurora are staples of the KTN builds. I don't know. They don't seem too large, so that would mean that they'd be too small. Because technically, if I recall correctly, the Equalizer can basically spin the place no matter what, which means they might be making those larger, and that's a bit of a nerf. The Reaper, I have no idea what they're going to do to. No idea. It doesn't seem too small, that's for certain. So they might be making it smaller, but even then, that's not going to matter. We're going to skip these two and go to the Piercer, the Fidget, and the Imp. These are your rapid fire machine guns. Honestly, they might be making them larger. My goodness, like that would be bad. They're already decent guns, and I don't think that they're in need of a change. But agency. So now let's go to the two that I actually want to talk about. We'll talk about the Blockchain first. Blockchain is a great gun. I'll just make this brief because it is a great gun. It does a lot of damage. It's basically a hit scan cannon. The downside with the Blockchain is that it is too big. It has always been too big. You cannot armor it at all, anywhere. You cannot put armor anywhere near it. It has to be wide in the open, and it doesn't have enough hit points to support that. Odds are very good they're making this smaller, which is, I think, great. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, everyone. Finally, so you might be able to bring a freaking Blockchain into a fight. That's it. Cool. Thumbs up on the Blockchain change. If it any size to make it smaller so that you can put anything near it. Like if you put the Blockchain near, I don't know, a frame, the fucking thing isn't gonna fire. Anyway, Blockchain, good change. Breaker, this is bad. I don't know what they're saying here, but I don't own breakers. But from what I understand, from what I've seen of them, from what I've shot at, from what's been shot at from me, breaker is pretty easy to armor. You armor it pretty well right now. I think it's pretty balanced where it is. To be completely honest, if they're doing what I think they're doing, which would be because it's so easily armored to make it larger and more difficult to armor, that's it. I think that'll pretty much be the breaking point for the breaker. To be honest, like I even after all the changes and the nerf to shotguns and their range and yada yada yada, I didn't think that the price drop on the breaker was warranted. Honestly, the breakers work just fine. They do exactly what they did before. They slap and clap at point blank range, and they do that very unbelievably well. This change, no, I don't think is a good one. I don't like where this is pointing at. If they make the breaker larger, uh, that'll suck. I mean, the breaker will probably still be good in his offensive weapon as it is, but I don't like the idea. You can't put the breaker into uh, tight spaces. Anyway, just want to go over these changes and thoughts, and wanted to let everyone know that these changes are apparently in the pike, and hope that they don't nerf things too. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Peace.